seeing red like a sea of roses. These guys ain't real, all I see is poses. I'm about to lose it. These guys are really getting confused with the fake guys and who really do shit. It's a hype on the road these days, G. People have to roll with the knife for their safety. Who's to blame for this game of aim and miss? People aim for the fame and end up as fake G. Some say you're not a G if you don't rock Nike, or your trainers don't have a tick or 3 stripes, and they think that they're raw cause they roll at night. But deep down they're not down for the fight, and they think that their gang's more important than schools, and they only go to school to link with the man. Then bunk off school cause they think that it's cool. Then target innocent people at random. They're wasted talent. Some could have been footballers or artists, but they started smoking, taking drugs, violence, promoting thugs on the street cause they thought that they random. It might sound random, but it's all life on the street. People roll with a knife just to eat cause they're hungry. I don't mean feeding their tummy, it's all explained through the mic and the beat. I'm seeing red like a sea of roses. These guys ain't real, all I see is poses. I'm about to lose it. These guys are really getting confused with the fake guys and who really do shit. It's a hype on the road these days, G. People have to roll with the knife for their safety. Who's to blame for this game of aim and miss? People aim for the fame and end up as fake G. It's dark on the road cause man trying to move to the light. Gotta focus, I can't get left behind like I was racing a Lotus. I've got variability, I can't just hope for a place. I've gotta win this race. I'm first in the game, when I burst in the game, gotta make hits first in the game. Stop man cursing my name cause I spit fire, man wanna try and bring first in my flame. I just want what I deserve from the game, and it's more like the first in the fame. But I see red like a sea of roses because pricks wanna try and oppose this. 1 minute the snakes wanna roll with us, the next minute they're trying to hold us up. What's going on in this life? It's hype, they're knives and guns and knives. Seeing red like a sea of roses. These guys ain't real, all I see is poses. I'm about to lose it. These guys are really getting confused with the fake guys and who really do shit. It's a hype on the road these days, G. People have to roll with the knife for their safety. Who's to blame for this game of aim and miss? People aim for the fame and end up as fake G.
Yo, up in the streets where you might get moved up, pretty bad bruised up. If you're a loser, I speak the truth. I know lies in my rhymes, burn up the mic like it's Freddy Krueger. Gas feeling super cause they roll with a shooter. You been drive-bys in a petrol scooter. Ain't got no choice to the end of a flop, in my opinion. That's the life of a loser. If you ain't got the brains to get this race, wait for the rest of your life. You wanna be a mover or a painter or a labourer? Them jobs there don't earn you the paper, so fix up. Think what you want in life, or want a nice car, your kids in a sexy white look. I know in life is messy wrong, but there's nothing stopping you, you're making it right.
I'm seeing red like a sea of roses. These guys ain't real, all I see is poses. I'm about to lose it. These guys are really getting confused with the fake guys and who really do shit. It's a hype on the road these days, G. People have to roll with the knife for their safety. Who's to blame for this game of aim and miss? People aim for the fame and end up as fake G.
All these Brits are roll on a big reputation. They're killing all our brothers and shooting up our nation. The government don't mind. We're never on the news cause they want us on the grind in prison. So we waste all of our time. Fuck investigating black on black crime. They'd rather see us die. Ethnic cleansing. Youths think about rep before they think about life. Think about the mother whose son just died. Comes around, I bet his boys by her side. Now we're nothing to see those tears in our eyes, and they're coming for you with revenge on their mind. That's the endless cycle, we can't get by. Put the guns down, pick up a pen and just ride. Be a man with your fist, not a boy with a knife. The only thing that's proven is the moles on time.
I'm seeing red like a sea of roses. These guys ain't real, all I see is poses. I'm about to lose it. These guys are really getting confused with the fake guys and who really do shit. It's a hype on the road these days, G. People have to roll with a knife for their safety. Who's to blame for this game of aim and miss? People aim for the fame and end up as fake G's.
There you have song number 2 on today's MSI. So let's go ahead and go to Tommy first, find out what he thought on it. Tommy, your thoughts?
On this one, it had a strong directionality. I like the mixture of the Celtic-like background with the strings and the big, airy synths and the drama that was going on. The raps were a little soft. The performances were there, but they should have been brought out more much drier in the mix. Overall, I liked it. It's well produced, I think. I think the mix needs to be toned down. The vocals have to come up and be as large. Like the second to last rapper, his vocals sat really nice and kind of dry on top of the mix, where I think all of them should have been more drier, if you pardon my gooder English. Overall, the only thing that bothered me was that kick drum. It was too basketball sounding. And, when I was doing mixes, if Eric Sermon heard me put a kick out like that, he would have said, Tommy, you're still dreaming rock and roll. It needs to be a harder, clearer, snappier kick to really punch through. And you could have made it a little deeper with a little bit more body instead of they scooped some of the upper lows to get the low end on it. Easily thing to do is get a 50 hertz oscillator, gate it, trigger it off the original kick, and you've got a nice deep 808 sounding kick that's really nothing more than a tone. But I like this. I just wish that the vocals would have been mixed better, drier, and a little bit more unification in the levels of the vocals from rapper to rapper.
All right, appreciate that, Tommy. Thank you very much. Let's go over to Steve, find out what he thought. Steve, what do you think of track number 2?
I agree with Tommy. No. First of all, I'd like to say hi, Shar. She's a friend and she's watching.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll bring people into
Shout out.
I'll bring people into this. I wish I could try something like this. I grew up with Parliament.
Yeah.
And I would love to cross something that's 30 years younger than me. You guys get real technical on the mix. I heard a saxophone a little bit in the very beginning I really liked. It sounded busy at times. At times it was really, really busy. I come from the school of less is more, and the human ear can only hear so much at a time before it gets confused and you think that's what's going on, I want to ask my sons about this song, so I'm saving it. And they're in their 20s, and they've been through the rap stage and now into mellowing, actually. So I want their take on this. And I know we don't have enough time in the show to go to Leesville, Louisiana, and grab them.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, but the bass, again, where is it? And the basketball description of the bass drum was, you're right on, Tom. I'm sending my songs to you guys from here on out. I'm not even going to mess around here. It's just I can't do it. You guys do it. You guys are intimidating me with your knowledge of mixing. With me, it's crap in, crap out, good in, good out. I don't need a whole lot, for what I run. It's just you guys are incredible with your knowledge of gates.
Well, thank you, sir. We're just showing off because we've got a newbie on the show.
Well, I got to tell you, that's you got to understand, Steve. That's why I host the show. I don't do any of the reviews because they know more than I do as well.
Can you make me a co-host instead of a panelist?
There you go. You got it. Next time you'll sit up here in the co-host seat. Okay.
But
Ian,
I would love to be able to play keyboards like that and be able to MIDI as much and as triggering and all that. My stuff's very simple. And everybody that I bring around me when I play, and I just keep it simple. Plug in, you play your track, you go home.
Yeah, and I understand. I completely understand. All right, Ian, what do you think of track number 2?
There was something about this I really liked. I mean, this is my bag for music listening. I have listened to a lot of this stuff through people that I have known and spent time with. And yeah, there was something about it I did like. I mean, it was a bit repetitive. It did go on. There wasn't a lot of dynamic changes. This is the thing that this track lacked for me was a dynamical change. There was a sort of chorusy sort of part in there which didn't really go anywhere. Needed to sort of lift in places. I mean, I loved the idea, as Tom was saying, about the sort of Celtic R's underneath mixed with the sort of hard vocal rap style. It worked. But it needed to break. It needed to be different. It needed to lift. It had a sort of slight Eminem quality to me. I mean, saying that because Eminem's probably one of the better sort of rap artists that I do know. But there was something about this I really did like. It does need some work. I mean, the little things like they put in the sound effect of the gun clicking when they sort of mention guns, and lyrics like, you know, put your guns down and pick up a pen. There was some strong ideas going on, but there was a message, and I couldn't get that message. As Tom said, the vocals weren't up there. There was one rapper towards the end who sounded great, and his vocals were sitting nicely, and I could hear what he was saying. I think that was his line that I just quoted. But the rest of them were down, and they need to come up, and they need to balance better. And where was the bass? I mean, that needed some sort of bass line to sort of sit on that. It was nice with all the atmospheric synths and stuff like that, but I don't think there was even a bass line. I think it was just absent from the party.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Ian, could that be the mastering? Just out of curiosity, I'm just figuring out mastering with limiters and all. I'm taking my time. I'm worried more about playing my playing ability, but could that be the mastering?
Because no, I mean you can't lose an instrument that well in mastering, if that makes sense. I mean, if it's there, the bass bass will be sitting in around a similar sort of EQ to the kick drum in the similar ranges, and the kick drum's there, as we've all said. You know, unless it's really sub-bass that none of us can hear. But, I mean, I don't think there is a bass there, to be quite
keyboard
simple.
bass.
Yeah, it just didn't see it. It seemed empty. I couldn't hear any sort of bass going on.
The bottom end was
Go on.
Go ahead, Ian. I'm sorry.
No, carry on, Tom.
The bottom end seemed to be generated by a collective bottom end of everything. And it sort of just settled into a cohesive sort of flow. I agree with you, Ian. I really didn't hear a distinct boom, boom, boom bass line.
Yeah, I mean, there was some nice, very low-end pads going on with the sort of synths and strings and stuff like that, which filled out some of that. But it needed a bass line. A groove, because the drums they had a good groove to them, they had a good bounce, and you sort of you were bobbing your head along in the first sort of minute of the song, but it needed the bass to carry that. All
right, appreciate that, Ian. Thank you guys very much. Let's introduce the track. The track in this particular case is called Sea of Roses by a group called Realistic Sound. Realistic Sound with Sea of Roses. We appreciate their sending that in to MSI. All right, gentlemen, you have a task left to do. Steve, this is where the surprise comes in for you. Every week, we ask our panelists to choose a song of the week out of the 3 songs they just heard. And this week's no different, so I'll leave it to you guys to make a decision on what song you believe should be Song of the Week.
I'll go first on this. Even though it had its problems, I will go with number 2.
I've got nowhere beyond a doubt to agree with Tom. I think they established the most, or to me, showed the most talent on the night. I think there's a lot of good things going on there. With a bit of work, that could be a great track.
All right, Steve?
You're all daft. Number 3.
I think that was by far the quickest jury we had in regards to having a Song of the Week selected. So number 2 it is. Song of the Week is Realistic Sound's Sea of Roses here on MSI. Now, Steve, we appreciate the fact that you came in with us, man, on such short notice. I know you've never done this before, but, man, you did a great job.
Well, yes, you did, Steve. You have for a bass player, you have a surprising grasp of music.
Thank you.
It's Steve. Steve.
Yes.
Did you hear about the drummer that locked his keys in his car?
Somewhere. No, go ahead.
He had to break a window. He had to break a window to let the bass player out.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I've left my
that 2 weeks ago.
I've locked myself inside my car before.
As I was saying.
All right, Steve, thanks for being with us, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone out there. Appreciate you being with us, too. Sorry that we had the technical difficulty which delayed the start of the show. Well, we got things back on track. Had a great group of songs on the show today, and we appreciate the fact that they sent those in. Join us again next week on the show when Ian will tell us who's going to be our guest panelist.
I will. I looked at that earlier and I've now forgotten, so I'm checking the website.
I love it when I can
gonna-
put him on his
Of
spot.
course it is. Of course it is. It's going to be Jiguma, Neil Porter, our basically our artist of the year,
All right. Well,
2011.
I look forward to talking with Neil because I have not had the chance to do so. So join us next week when we'll be with Neil Porter.